Yay, there we go. I see us. Okay, awesome. Hello, everybody.
Hi.
So nice to see you. And I just decided why not have a live travel chat. I was chatting with my friend Alana, and she's a travel junkie as well. And we thought we would do this together and just talk about travel. We traveled together not too long ago, so we'll talk a little bit about that trip. And then just basically speak with you guys, see if you have any questions. Anything goes. Anything. I'm drinking wine, so anything goes.
Yeah.
I'm very purple today. Are you drinking wine too, Alana?
Cheers. Yeah.
Yeah. Cheers.
Woo.
Awesome. Yeah. So that's basically. There's no guideline. We're just gonna chat. So if you guys have any questions at all, feel free to ask them in the little comment section, and we will answer them. We'll do our best. So first of all, Alana, do you want to tell us a little bit, or I already know about you. Do you want to tell everyone else who you are, about your YouTube channel, because you have a YouTube channel?
Thank you. Yeah. Hi, everyone. I have a YouTube channel, and it's a travel channel, and I make travel videos. I mean, there's not so much to it. I'm from Hawaii. I live in Los Angeles, hence my very American accent. And I love traveling a lot. And we met when we were in West Hollywood filming a video and just became great friends.
We met at VidCon.
We did meet at VidCon.
Yeah. And your hair was not the same color.
Yeah. My hair's never the same color.
It was what, blue?
It was like a bluish green. Yeah, something like that.
Awesome. Yeah. So you're from Hawaii. What part of Hawaii are you from again?
I'm from Honolulu, Hawaii Kai, if you know it well. It's on Oahu.
I love Hawaii. I went like a few years ago, and I really want to go back.
Please, you're welcome to stay with me anytime, as long as I'm there.
Okay, sounds good.
I mean, you can call my mom if you want, but.
That's awesome. And she still lives in Honolulu?
Yeah, my mom still lives there.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
That's really cool. What's so great about YouTube is getting to meet other YouTubers. So that's how we met. We met through YouTube. And obviously through travel is a major interest. So obviously we clicked right away. Anyways, so yeah, today I guess I'll just talk about what I've been up to in terms of travel. I just got back from, if you haven't seen the daily videos, of a crazy 3 weeks that Sia and I spent in Europe. We were in Vienna, and then we were in Girona and Barcelona in Spain. And then we were in Finland, mostly in Lapland area, and doing a lot of crazy adventurous activities. And we filmed every single day of those adventures. So if you haven't watched those videos, you can go and check them out. So much fun. Lack of sleep. Yes, there was a lack of sleep, especially filming daily videos. So we would be out filming all day, going on crazy adventures, coming back and staying up till like 3, 4 a.m., and then getting up at like 7 a.m. and it was nuts. Anyways, I'm kind of recovered now, and I'm thinking about my next adventure already. I had a Skype call with my friend Mike Corey of Kick the Grind. Him, myself, and Sia are going to be going to India in August. There's a lot of travels happening before this, but this is a huge trip. We're driving a rickshaw across the country, and we're raising money for charity, and it's going to be pretty damn epic. Of course, we're filming it all. So yeah, so that's what's up with me. How about you, Alana?
Oh my God, that trip just sounds amazing. I can't get enough of that.
You're welcome to come. Anybody can come.
I mean, I just heard about it, but let me see what my August looks like. That's so cool. Cool, those are your updates. I just came from Australia. I was shooting a documentary out there. I also work in the film industry, usually as a director of photography. And it's an amazing documentary about these 4 women that rowed alone across the Pacific Ocean, just in a rowboat, like by themselves, from San Francisco to Australia. Very inspiring and cool, and I'm so excited for the edit to be done in the fall, I believe. It's called Losing Sight of Shore. If you're interested, you can Google it. And my next upcoming adventure is I'm doing like a road trip kind of thing in a week across the west coast of the US, and I'm so excited.
So where are you, what areas are you hitting on?
We're gonna be in like Seattle, Washington, up in the mountains, potentially doing some snowboarding, I hope, up over there, and then just coming down through Portland and San Francisco and all that.
It sounds amazing. I love
it. And I'm learning to drive stick shift for it. I don't know how to drive stick shift, but I have to because we have like a VW bus. I had my first lesson.
No, you don't.
Yeah. I had my first lesson and I came out of it just like, oh my God, new skills, like high from the new skill, terrified to drive a bus.
Like, you guys do you know how to drive stick? You guys out there? I tried in Italy. I think I did all right, but I do not remember at all. But I would definitely learn if I had a VW to drive because that's my dream.
Really? That's your dream?
Oh, I want a VW. I've wanted one forever. I want to totally pimp it out and make it like this, like just super awesome bohemian chic in the inside and just
like a shag carpet.
Oh yeah, shag and wagon.
Yes.
Oh, yeah. And I'd have everyone paint the outside. Anyone who like I met along the way could paint like the actual car. Like I'd have paint with me and they could put their handprints or just do whatever they want.
This sounds like an amazing project that you should for real do soon.
It's going to happen. Eventually. We'll add it to the list. So I guess we could talk a bit about how we met and our trip in West Hollywood. I had been dreaming of going to Los Angeles for years. I've always wanted to go, and last year I finally got the chance to go. I went to VidCon. That's when Sia and I, we actually got a van and we slept in a van for a week. We parked at the Hilton? So we stayed at the Hilton in the parking lot where all the other YouTubers actually stayed in rooms. We slept in our van and took showers in the gym. It was fun. It was awesome. And anyways, and then we met and you took us on a little tour around West Hollywood and we hit up some really cool spots.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, I love remembering that. It was so colorful. My hair was colorful then.
It was so much fun. We went to, where did we hit up again? We were like,
we went to a lunch place called Zinc that has amazing coffee. And
we had like, is it called poi? It's like the salmon. It's like salad basically with like.
Are you talking about poke?
Poke, that's it. Poi. What am I talking about?
Okay. Close. You're asking the right person too. These are Hawaiian things. I would know.
That's true. Yeah, it was so good. And then we went to that other vegan restaurant.
What was it? Gracias Madre.
Yeah.
Oh, you say it much better than I do.
Gracias Madre.
Yeah. I'm over here just like, Gracias Madre.
That's like, if you even if you aren't a vegetarian or a vegan, that is a really, really great restaurant you have to check out if you're in West Hollywood.
And amazing celebrity watching. My friend saw Beyonce there a few months ago.
Oh, no big deal.
There's almost always some amazing celebrity just like hanging out.
So we would we ate where Beyonce ate, basically.
Yeah,
we might have even eaten at the same table.
Basically, we're Beyonce. Yes. And they have really good drinks that are like super clean.
Yeah. I remember we had like some crazy cocktails.
Yeah. The whole time we hung out was just like very good cocktail tour. I think that's kind of a West Hollywood thing, just like great cocktail tour.
Yes. And then we went to that milkshake place where you can get like anything and everything in a milkshake, like whatever you can think of, you can get.
If you're into the sweet tooth, under 21, go to the milkshake place.
And okay, here's this great story and then a sad story on my part. So Alana filmed it all and she has a video of our adventure on her channel, which you can check out. I'll link in the description box below. And I filmed it too, but then I lost all of my footage. That's actually the first time that this has happened. I lost, I think, 4 videos that I wanted to put up for you guys and just lost all the footage. It was a sad story. But you can go check out her video. And also, Citizen is another channel, and they created a West Hollywood kind of documentary style video, which you can go check out. I'll link that as well. I watched that today. It was pretty cool. You've seen it too, yeah?
Agreed.
Awesome.
Very cool.
Awesome. Well,
because I went to college in
Pardon?
California. I said I could relate to it because I went to college in California.
That's so awesome. Is it just like the movies?
I mean, it depends on which movies. Yes. Sure. Yeah. It's very like,
I have like a certain
kid. Like, you don't know what you're doing. You think it's going to be romantic like the movies, and you're like, you look back and you're like, what was I doing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we're getting a lot of questions, so I think that we should answer some of them. Let's do this. Yeah, okay, let's see. We got People are excited for the rickshaw run. I'm very excited for the rickshaw run. Okay. How long in advance did you plan your YouTube channel before creating content? I would like to launch a video channel. Would you like to answer this?
Okay, sure. I didn't plan much at all. I probably planned zero. I was working at Maker Studios like years and years ago, and so I saw a bunch of people doing YouTube around me, and I was like, that's really cool. That's exactly what I want to do, and I didn't know it existed, and I was like, cool. I'm about
Maker
to travel.
is a YouTube network, so it's kind of like an agency for YouTubers.
Yeah. Okay. And I was working at it when there were like under 100 people. It was just like, what is this? So it wasn't, so you didn't really know about YouTube outside of accidentally getting a job there. And so I was just like, I could do that. I'm going to try. But then also it would have maybe been smart to plan it out, because then I'd have like a year gap here, 7-month gap there, not really know what I'm doing. Branding's not that great. It's like, how together are you? And do you care about having that together before you launch is what I'd say.
I think that you don't really need to be, oh, I can hear myself again. Why is that? Sorry, it's tripping me out. I can hear myself through your computer. Wait, there we go. Yeah, we're good. We're good.
Okay, cool.
I didn't plan either. I just kind of was like, I'm going to start making videos for YouTube. I had started blogging before I made YouTube videos. So I was already writing about travel, but because I've always made videos and I went to school for TV and film production and I act and host, I was like, why am I not making videos? So I just started doing it. There was really no plan. I guess I kind of had my brand because of my blog, but that's also evolved over time. My advice to you is to not wait to like come up with like a specific idea and a certain day of the week and a niche right away. You just start making content. Just start making content about stuff that you really love, and just start putting it out there. Don't wait, because if you wait, it will eventually, there will be no great time.
Yeah.
So I think there's no like right time, except for right now. So I'd say just start making content and start putting it out there and be consistent with it. So if you're going to start, make sure that you're going to start and be consistent and keep putting up content, because that is the number one piece of advice I would give to you if you want to grow.
I completely agree. And that's everything that I learned at Maker is the exact same thing. Just consistency, and then like having a voice.
Yeah.
But oh my God, the consistency is the hardest part.
Oh yeah.
Traveling.
Okay. What has inspired you? This is coming from Jewel Bird. What has inspired you to travel?
Oh, me first?
What is, yeah, sure. What is the, or I can go, what is the thrill? Or was it, sorry, the thrill or a calming feeling? For me, what inspired me is stepping out of my comfort zone. And I guess it would be a thrill. I started traveling in high school, like real travel, living and being immersed in the culture and really living and breathing that culture. And to me, it was just so out of my element and so interesting and new. And I think it's that new aspect that, like no matter how long you've been traveling for and how many places you've been to, you're still going to keep finding new things that are going to be so interesting and give you chills and give you a thrill. Like there's no end to that new feeling that you get when you travel. So I think that's what keeps me addicted.
Totally 100% agree. I first started traveling when I was really little because my dad moved from Hawaii to Thailand when I was 3, and he would just let me visit annually. So I just got this, it just sort of like what felt like my norm was being in totally different places all the time and just kind of being the unique one that doesn't really fit in. And like that felt so normal that I crave that. I'm like, okay, but I'm too normal in California. Like, this is weird. Let me go someplace where I can be like strange and get to know people that are so different from me. And I guess similar addictions.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's the best. You grow so much. It's the best thing. It's the best thing you could do.
It really is. It's amazing. Just go and do it. Just go and do it. Mm-hmm. There's some really good questions. Okay. So another one is from 7 Beach Bum. I recognize that name. How do you find a balance between spending so much time online and being unplugged? It seems like a lot of top bloggers and vloggers that live online and don't want to do that. Okay, so yeah, so how do you find a balance? I think this is a very, good question and something that a lot of people struggle with. I've struggled with it. I continue to struggle with it, but I've really, I think over the last little while have started to find my balance that makes me happy. Because if you spend too much time, this is like personally speaking, if I spend too much time online, I feel like a zombie. I feel like I'm living in a dream. I'm very out of tune with living in the present, and that does not make me happy. When I am in the present and I feel like that's when I'm the most happiest. So, and travel allows me to do that too. I really feel present when I travel. But it's important to have a balance of being online and being offline and knowing when to film and when to turn it off. So since I've been doing it for so long now, filming my adventures, I'll like say I go and I'm looking at a sunset. I will sit down, I'll look at the sunset, I'll film it a little bit. If it's a time lapse, great, I don't have to worry about it. But just say like I'm looking through the viewfinder, I'm filming it. I kind of know how long I need now in terms of content. I turn it off, I film for like a minute, turn it off, and I spend the rest of the time just being present with that moment. So it's really trying to understand how much you need to film and how much, like once you learn how much you need to film in order to create a video, it's really good because you won't film extra content. And also not being on every social media platform. There's so many now, and people ask me all the time, why aren't you doing more Snapchat? Why aren't you doing this? Because I don't want it to consume me, or else why am I doing this in the first place? You know, like if I spend too much time online, then I'm missing out on the moment, and the whole point of me inspiring you guys is to live in the moment. Anyways, I can go on and on. How about you? What do you feel?
Totally correct. Totally correct. Living in the moment is such a struggle, and figuring out when to put your camera down, I'd say the same thing is you get to know how long or how much time you need of a certain shot, what you're going to use, and it's going to be better for you in the edit if you just cut there. But you still struggle with it because then another moment will come up and you'll be like, oh, that's too much for this video, but this great thing's happening, so maybe so that happens. But you just try to work with it. But as far as staying off the internet, or not having a good balance with being on the internet and being present in life, I try to do a lot of meditative things. My dad is like very, not exactly Buddhist, but like in that direction. So I've had a lot of influence from him. And I think one thing that really helps me the most is the first thing not looking at my phone first thing in the morning, because I feel like in my head, in my subconscious,
so hard though.
It's so hard. I'm creating like what I want my day, what I want my projections of the day to be. And so first thing I start looking at like Instagram and whatever, I notice it starts affecting, like I start being drawn to do things that I see other people are doing, or that like I'm following these blogs that are doing these things. And so I want to do something that's more competitive with that, where I'm like, oh, well, I have to be up to that standard. When if I don't look at things in the morning, I kind of like tune into myself, maybe write in my journal first thing in the morning, then I'm playing my day the way I want it to go. And in the end of the day, it always feels better because it fits into your whole life much better.
Yeah.
Otherwise, having random days just competing with what random other people are doing, or feeling like you're not doing enough sometimes.
Yeah.
So I try to do that just first thing in the morning.
Great. That's, setting your day right at the beginning is very important, definitely.
It's so hard to remember. I don't do that every day. I try.
I don't either. I try every day that I wake up, I look at my phone. I'm like, don't do it, Kristen. Yeah. So hard. I'm like, I want to check my emails. I want to check everything.
It's so hard.
It's really hard, but it's about discipline and knowing that if I get up and I have a glass of water, I go for a walk, I get my coffee, I enjoy my nature because I live in a wonderful place. I'm like in the middle of a forest, but living in Toronto, I come back and I'm like, okay, now I'm ready for the day.
Yeah, that's perfect. Just don't try to get your coffee before you look at your phone.
Exactly.
Try to have a little thing like that. It helps so much. Then you enjoy the coffee too.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, Jessica Marie. You mentioned you're vegan. You're not vegan, right? Or vegetarian?
I'm not vegan.
No. Okay. So I'm not vegan either, but I do love to eat vegan food. If I have the option to eat vegan, I will. But I want to become vegan, but not like in the strict sense where I'm just going to be like, absolutely not. I will not eat any meat, no animal products. When I'm traveling and I'm introduced to a new culture with specific cultural dishes that have meat in them, I will be open to trying them because it's part of the culture, and I'm always open to trying everything that's part of the culture, right? With a few exceptions. But no dog for me. I would never, I can't, no. But would it be difficult to be a vegan and traveling? I think it would be difficult in several countries, but depending on where you want to travel. But I think it would be like, for example, in Paraguay, where meat is their diet, meat and bread, it would be difficult. But in places like in Europe, there's so many vegan and vegetarian options. Or India, for example, that's where I became a vegetarian.
Yeah.
So you can make it work. You can definitely make it work, but it will be difficult in some places and easier in others.
Yeah. My best friend is a flight attendant, and she's vegan, and she flies mostly to Scandinavia. I mean, she's all over the place, but most often it's the US or Scandinavia. And I told her, she has a blog also, and I told her she needs to start writing things about the fact that she's vegan, because like I can't fathom, I can't understand how she does that. Like, I could never. I'm gluten-free, so I have like my share of struggles, but I think
how do you deal with that? Is it difficult for you when you're traveling?
Yeah, because it's an allergy. It's not just like a preference. So if I accidentally eat something, I'll notice it later because I'll be like, oh my God, I feel like shit. Am I not supposed to shit? We'll find out, whatever. Yeah, it's hard, but it depends on the country. Like some countries are a lot more conscious, so you're cool. And I always just bring a few snacks just in case I can't find something. Because like
those in your purse.
Yeah, you don't want to just like crash out.
Yeah, that's not fun.
That's never fun.
Yeah, and then you're willing to eat anything. And
everything.
And then you're like, why did I do that?
Yeah. And I have little pieces of things anyway. If I'm not sure, I'll be like, I'll have one bite and we'll kind of see.
Yeah. Okay. Emmy Star Shine wants to know if we've ever tried Couchsurfing. I think the wine is getting to my head. What are your thoughts or experiences with it? Have you tried Couchsurfing?
I haven't on like the website, like, you know, I mean, I've been on my friend's couches plenty. I haven't like officially.
It's pretty cool.
You've done it? Tell.
Yeah. I want to do it more actually, but yeah, my first experience was in Indonesia, in Jakarta. It was literally the night before I was in Singapore, C and I both, and we're like, we don't have a place to stay in Indonesia. Let's do couch surfing. So the night before, we like messaged this guy who lives in Jakarta, and we're like, I know it's last minute, but we'd love to stay with you. He's like, no problem. He picked us up at the airport at midnight. He drove us an hour to his place. We stayed at his place for like a few nights. He was amazing. He lived with his father. They took us on a tour around Jakarta. They fed us. They took us to like amazing restaurants. They told us crazy stories. It was awesome, and we're still friends today. It's
wow.
And it was all free because he was a traveler. He loves having people come and stay with him from other countries. It's a really great way to meet some incredible locals and really get off the beaten path, because we were in a place, there was no hotels or hostels or anything like that near us. So we were like really in a secluded area, and it was really cool.
Have you ever had a bad experience couchsurfing or just like?
Robbed in a hotel in India once, but I mean, like out of all my travels, that's the one thing that happened that was pretty shitty. But I mean, it made me a better traveler in the end. I'm more aware, especially when I'm like first going into my new accommodations. I always try to break into my room now to make sure that if I can't get in, no one else will get in.
That's so smart.
What I do now. Yeah. Like I'll lock everything and then go on the outside, and I'll like try to get in through the door, get in through the windows. If we're good, I'll stay.
Wow, brilliant.
But that's okay. Anyways. Okay, let's see what else we got here. A lot of people want to know what lipstick I'm wearing. It's purple from MAC.
Oh, MAC.
I don't know. I will find out when I will go and get the lipstick in a second, and I will give you the exact name. Okay, let's go back to travel here. There's so many questions. Okay. What are your top 3 biggest tips for new travel vloggers?
Oh, Shall I go first?
Sure, I'll go get my lipstick. Go for it.
Okay, top 3 tips for new travel vloggers. The first thing I would say is sometimes it's really hard to like be vlogging in public. Like, listen to this. It's hard to simultaneously like film yourself and not feel super embarrassed and awkward. But then at the same time, if they don't speak your language, sometimes it's easier. So maybe that's not my instinct to suggest. It's really hard. Like what Kristen's been doing, this daily vlogging while traveling, while changing time zones, while having full days of stuff to do. I think that's the hardest part. It's just so much time and work. And how do you fit it all in and not just like totally crash? Like, you know, people generally, you tell someone you just got off an airplane and they expect you to be just like done for the day, exhausted, tired. To be doing things like that, to be traveling at that rate and having so many activities and also making videos, it's just time management. And sometimes you have to miss out on things. You have to be like, I have to get the video done. I can't go do this great thing I just got the opportunity to do because I have to edit and post, and editing takes X amount of hours or whatever. Also, the internet is maybe another really tough one.
Ooh, yeah, you need good internet. Sometimes I have to base my trip around like, hey, hotel or hostel, do you have good internet? No?
Yeah.
Okay, well, goodbye.
Yeah, totally.
Sometimes it has to happen. Yeah. And also, well, I guess we kind of covered it, but like making sure to balance being present and enjoying your travel experience and then being behind the camera, behind the lens. Because if you're so much behind the lens, what's the point of you doing what you're doing? I mean, you can just go and watch a YouTube video or watch TV, you know? You want to make sure you get that footage and then turn off your camera and be present.
Yeah.
It's a big one. It's hard to get that balance. It takes time, but it's very important as well. What else would I say? Tips for travel vlogging. You talked about filming yourself. Don't be scared.
Yeah.
Just go out there and do it. Who cares who's watching? Because there's going to be people watching. And there's going to be people going, what the hell is that person doing? Why are they talking to themselves? What else? Be real, be you. There's quite a few travel vloggers, not so many, but every single one of us is different. Even though we all do travel, we all showcase our unique personality. So don't try to be like someone else. Develop your own style and be you. That's important. Yeah. What else? When did you start noticing success on your YouTube career?
When did I start noticing success? I don't know, the past couple years, I mean, if you're talking about when I first opened my channel, I've maybe had it open for like 5 or 6 years because I started it while I was on that job. But I sort of, personally, it was just like, did you enjoy that video? Good, then that's successful, cool, move forward. Like it's, if you're, gosh, it's so hard. These are such malleable terms depending on who you are and your values and such. But if you're looking for like monetary success, first of all, YouTube's not necessarily the place for that. But if you're really invested in it and you want to have successful videos, like you want to have a lot of views because that's going to prove success to you. I mean, there are things you can do to make it better, but definitely, now I'm giving advice on it, definitely staying committed and having a good, authentic and clear voice and being consistent is like super, super, so important. But don't get down on yourself if you're not in the place to really be there yet. Like it's still worth continuing and moving forward, I guess, because that's what I did.
I think the question is like, what? Oh, I can hear myself again.
Oh gosh, I'm sorry.
It's okay. There we go. What does success mean to you? Because you can always compare yourself to other people. There's always going to be people that have more views, more subscribers. But for example, like there's a lot of people that have a lot more subscribers, a lot more views than me, but I'm traveling. This is my job. I get to travel the world. I get to like make videos and you guys watch them and enjoy them and are inspired by them. And then I get emails and comments from you guys saying, I finally have booked that plane ticket. Thank you so much for inspiring me. I'm going to go and travel the world. Or you've just come back and you're like, thank you so much. It completely changed my life. I just came back from my travels. And if it wasn't for you, I wouldn't have done it. Like that to me is success, getting comments like that. Yeah, so it depends on what it means to you, but I'd say like just do what makes you happy. Don't compare yourself to others, because you can always do that, and really it's going to get you nowhere and it's going to discourage you. So just do you and stick with it, and do what makes you happy. 3 things you love and 3 things you hate about travel. Go.
Love how it like expands you as a person, because you have to push yourself. Love how the people you meet, the unique people that you might never have spoken to otherwise, that you meet and you end up having these great deep friendships with. Love like just the cool things. I'm like very design oriented, and they're just great colors and shapes and textures and like everywhere. Hate packing when I know I'm going to like different weather, because I'm like, I can't fit it all in. And I love like dressing the part. So like if I'm in Tokyo, I want a completely different, amazing outfit every day, but I can't fit it all in a suitcase. So like packing when you want more. If you're just going to like the Caribbean, it's okay because it's bikinis, it's fine. But like packing when you can't fit it all sucks. The potential of like missing flights makes me really nervous. Usually I'm fine, but the idea of like, oh, and then I'm not sure about this, but then that's what makes the greatness of the growth happen on the plus side. So like, whatever. Third thing, just like, I don't like it if I'm like, if there's something I'm missing back at home, like if I'm away so long in a year or so long in a few months that I'm missing like friends' birthdays, and I haven't missed a wedding yet, but you know, like parents this and best friends that, or boyfriends this, or that sucks. But it's also totally worth it.
I agree with everything you said.
I tried to go fast, speed round.
And you know what? Oh, I hate flying. I hate it, and I hate it, and I love it a little bit. Over the last couple of years, I've become really afraid of flying. I do it all the time, I know, and it seems ridiculous. And I've talked to other travel bloggers who travel a lot as well, and there are quite a few that are afraid of flying. Anytime there's turbulence, I'm like, yep, we're dying. This is it. Yeah, goodbye, everyone. So I hate flying. If I can just like be in a place like snap of the fingers, that would make me very happy. And at the same time, it's freaking cool that we're in the air and I can like just travel to another country within hours. Before we'd have to take like ships and stuff, and it would take months. And so we're pretty lucky. But you know what? Screw you, turbulence. That's all I have to say.
It's so scary. I feel like there wasn't so much turbulence when I was little, and suddenly there is.
I know. Why?
There always was. I just wasn't scared. I don't know how that happened.
I was like, yay, turbulence. Now I'm like, oh my God, we're going to die.
It's a totally different feeling now.
Oh, I forgot I'm holding this lipstick. Okay, people. I've been asking. It's called Strutting Fabulous by MAC. This is not product placement. Well, it is product placement. This is not sponsored.
Yeah, there you go.
Let's see. What's your favorite airline? Ooh, that's a good question.
Oh,
you
go first.
I want to say Emirates, but I haven't flown with them. But I feel like they'd be my favorite because they look ridiculously awesome. And I've never flown first class, so
never.
No. I've done business, which is kind of like in between, but never first class. No, it would be cool. Would take that opportunity in a second. But
yeah.
How about you?
I've flown Emirates. I've flown Emirates, and I've flown. There's another one that people talk about a lot that suddenly I'm forgetting the name of. All right, it's another Middle Eastern kind of airline that's supposed to be really, really nice. And I've flown those, but they're really great. But they're not going to trump. My favorites have always been Thai Airways and Singapore Airline.
Nice.
Singapore Airline. And they're still my favorite. It might be a little bit sentimental at this point, but I don't know. They always take care of you so well. Like Thai Airways is so nice and great. And first class, I'll say, I mean, obviously it's very expensive to upgrade, but if you're going to need to like sleep on that plane and it's a long flight, might be worth it because but the thing is, it's so cool. You want to stay awake and be in it.
I know. I would be like, must stay awake. If I go to Australia, I want first class so bad. Okay.
Yeah. That's when you should do.
Tips for getting like, I've been I've gotten like what is it called?
Upgrades?
I've gotten upgraded, but it wasn't first class. Anyways, I think tips for getting upgrades on hotels and airlines. I need to do this more. It's always your honeymoon. Always. Oh, it's our honeymoon. Even if they're not your partner, it's your honeymoon. Oh, really? That's sweet. Let me upgrade you. And be extra nice to the person that's checking you in.
Of course.
How was your day? You know, how was your day? How you doing? You never know. You never know. Kill it with kindness and we'll see what happens. Let's see here. Oh, and also I love Iceland Air. Iceland Air? Is that how I say it? Yeah. I flew to London recently with them, and they always offer a stopover in Iceland. And you can stay there for no extra cost. So you can stay there, I think, up to a week at no extra cost, and then continue on your journey, which is incredible. So even if you stay like for a 10-hour layover, go to the Blue Lagoon for the afternoon, it's totally worth it. Yeah.
That's amazing.
And apparently now they have, I saw this quickly come across my Facebook, but they offer, if you're traveling solo, they'll connect you, the airline, with another person that's traveling solo on the flight. So you can have like a travel buddy.
That is so cool.
I know, right?
I am so excited officially to figure that out.
M. Amin is asking if we like Iranian food or want to travel to Iran. Okay. I absolutely love Persian food. Sia is actually making fesenjan right now in the kitchen. Right, Sia?
What?
He's listening to music while he's making it. So he's making fesenjan right now, which is like pomegranate. He's making actually now with chicken. Because I don't eat meat. He's making it with TVP, which is like texturized vegetable protein. And it's equally as good. It's just as good. I love ghormeh sabzi. And I will be going to Iran. We want to actually go this year. So we'll see if that happens. Because Sia's family is, his mom's from Iran. So we'd love to go there and explore and meet his family because he's got tons of family there. It would be so cool. How about you?
That sounds so amazing. First of all, it's cooking Persian food. What?
Yep.
So perfect and awesome. And I want
Look at him. Look at this guy. Look at him. He's wearing a Parisian apron and he's cooking Persian food.
You've got it made.
What was the question?
If we want to go to Iran and if we like Persian food.
Oh, absolutely. That was the perfect question for this segue.
Yeah, really. That was not planned.
Wow.
Awesome.
I haven't been to Iran, but I have a friend from there. And as an American, what I've heard, I don't know for sure at this point, but what I've heard is like right now, you still need to have like a tour guide or something you have to hire to go with you. Like you can't just go to Iran as an American. You have to like have someone taking you around and whatnot. But I still really want to go. But I'm also kind of thinking like, well, maybe that won't always be the case. But sure, I'd love to have a guide. How much is it going to cost to have someone with you all the time?
I've heard that, like I've had travel bloggers most recently tell me that they just went to Iran and said it was the most like friendliest country. Everyone was so nice to them. They'd walk down the street. If they stopped for like a second, people come up to them and be like, "Are you okay? Are you lost? Do you need help?" Like inviting them over for dinner, inviting them over for tea. And the people are really nice and it's safe, and I just really want to go really badly.
Please go and report back.
I will.
How you did it, and I will follow you.
Awesome. Okay, let's take a couple more questions. There's so many good ones. You guys are awesome, by the way. These questions are great. I wish we could answer all of them, but we will eventually in upcoming chats. But let's see here. Favorite three favorite countries you have been to?
Okay, maybe it's a little bit sentimental, but oh well. Thailand, because of course, Japan, Tokyo specifically, because I'm just obsessed. I love everything Japanese. And man, favorite countries you've been to? There are so many really great ones. I've had people ask, like, where would you move? Like, places you would live for a time.
That's a good one. Yeah.
It's a little bit easier to answer that in threes. And if I did that, it would be Tokyo, Dubai, Paris. But
Nice.
like, there are so many great places all over the place. I don't know about a third favorite country.
Mine would be India, as you all know, who've been following me for a while. India. I really love Trinidad and Tobago. I love Thailand. Oh, there's so many. Okay, yeah. Okay, so let's say Trinidad and Tobago, India, Thailand, and the next I think it would come Indonesia. And I really want to hit Philippines up this year. I think it's going to happen. So I'm going to, again, I was saying I'm going to India to do the rickshaw run in August, but I'll probably going to be in India for a couple of months. And then we're going to Thailand. And then from Thailand, I think we're going to go to the Philippines.
Please.
Yeah, I really want to go so badly. Okay, someone's asking, this couple people are asking the famous question. How do you get to travel so much? Don't you have a job? Don't you have a job, Alana?
Well, I do kind of have a day job. I mean, I shoot a lot of videos. Like I DP things when I'm home in the US. I DP and I do photography. DP is director of photography. Cinematographer, like whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
So I do kind of have a day job, but I just can't, people always tell you you have to decide what you're going to do. And I was always like, but I like so many things. And like, you don't have to decide what you want to do. You can do multiple things. I've been doing it. At this point, I'm like, no, I've been doing this for years enough. You can totally do that. So that is cool. That kind of helps me.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, there are also ways to like trim and trick, and I'm sure you've got a bunch of tricks too.
Well, you know what? If you want to travel, you can travel. Anybody can travel. You don't need a lot of money to do it. You don't have to be rich. If you're a student, you can still travel. There's opportunities. Get scholarships. Look for like a semester abroad. Do an internship abroad. You can get it completely funded too. I did when I was in college. This was before Hopscotch the Globe. I got an internship to Ghana, and I lived and worked at a TV studio there, and everything was completely funded because I applied for a scholarship. There's so many opportunities that people don't know about. You just gotta Google them. Go to Google, start looking for scholarships and opportunities to work and live abroad. And there's so many opportunities available. And for me, don't I have a job? This has become my job. This is what I do for a living. I have a blog, our website, and my YouTube channel, and I make videos about travel and I write about travel. And after 3 years of doing this without being paid, I am now able to do this full time and make a living from it. I'm not rich by any means in terms of income, but in terms of experience, I am definitely rich. I get to travel for a living, and that is what I would do if I were a millionaire anyway. Yeah. And anybody can do it. Anybody can do it. You can do it. You gotta prioritize your money too. Like,
yeah,
don't spend it on things that you don't really need. Start saving it and buy that plane ticket.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Okay. I say let's do 2 more questions.
Okay.
Let's see here. Someone's at Mohawk College. You're not too far from me, Mohawk College. Hey, Kristen, you studied abroad in college, right? How will you do that abroad? I'm wondering how you went about saving money for that. Okay, so I kind of just answered that a little bit. I actually got a scholarship. It was called the Garfield Weston. Since you're close to me, you're going to Mohawk College. The Garfield Weston Scholarship is what I got. So that covered all of the cost of that trip and that internship. And I would honestly just Google opportunities, and also go to your college financial department and ask them if there are opportunities to apply for scholarships in order to do like a semester abroad. I guarantee there are. Okay, Damon Whittaker Best food and worst food that we've ever tried traveling. This is the final question, everyone.
Oh man.
Maybe there'll be one more question.
Okay, you go first. I have to think about it.
Best food. Okay, worst food. I had this stuff in Malaysia and Kuala Lumpur. I don't know what it was called. Actually, two worst foods. One was in Indonesia, one was in Malaysia. I don't know what it was called, but it was like snot. It was like this sticky, nasty, gooey stuff that stuck to my hangy ball in the back of my throat and made me gag for about a half an hour, and I just couldn't stop. It was awful. I can't remember what it was called. I will try to figure that out and write a post about it or something. And also in Indonesia, I tried bee larva. So it's actually like a honeycomb, from a beehive with bee larva in it, still squirming. And it was like this delicacy. And I'm like, okay, if it's part of the culture, I'll try it. It was so gross. It was like popping in my mouth and like, ugh, I can't even think about it. Sad. But I also had one of my favorite meals in Indonesia too. It was like we had been roughing it for a while, and we got to Yogyakarta, which is like the artsy part of Indonesia, and we found this restaurant on a rooftop that had the coldest beer, and it was so hot. The coldest beer. It was like the perfect temperature. A nice, I think it was bintang. Like, oh my God, it was the best beer ever. And a tuna like fillet with vegetables, and it was $5 for all of that, and we ate there every single night for like a week. It was so good.
Yeah. That's fantastic.
I'm hungry.
I don't know if I can remember what my worst food is. There's something I tried once just in high school in Hawaii actually, but it's a Japanese thing. It's called natto, and it's like fermented soybeans, but it's like, it reminds me of what you were saying. That's what I thought of it. It's these little like soybeans. It's like a light brown, but like in a goo. And it tastes like, it smells like someone just took a shit somewhere. And it tastes like basically the same. Kind of an acquired taste. I guess some Japanese people enjoy it, and it's supposed to be really good for you, like everything horrible is.
Yeah.
So I had a Japanese friend who was just like spooning it up, and it was like a dare for us to eat it, and I couldn't.
Oh my God.
I was like, no, you're my teammate. You can eat it for us. I can't. You like gag getting close to it. So I guess that would be the worst food, but I guess I wasn't really traveling somewhere. I think I've blocked the other worst things out of my mind.
Probably.
I'm like,
you like forget about them, right? What's the weirdest thing you've ever eaten?
I ate bugs in Thailand. I've eaten like beef tongue and stuff. The bugs, they're just kind of like, we had like kind of maggoty bugs like this big, and they they kind of just tasted like the texture of pork rinds, and they're obviously salted or something like that because they tasted salt. I mean, I don't think they're that salty naturally. I think they were salted, but they're just like, it was just mostly the texture. Like I ate a beetle kind of bug too, and you could feel the texture of like the wings in your mouth, and that was a little bit harder than the feet. But once you pass the texture, you're like, yeah, it tastes fine.
Oh man.
My favorite food is like really amazing coffee when you are so needing coffee. It just tastes better than anything in the world. And Thai food. And all of the good Thai foods are the best Thai foods.
Coconut rice with mango slices.
Yes.
Bought for 140 baht on Koh San Road, which is $1. Oh my God. I can't wait to have that. That is like the first thing I'm eating when I get there.
Oh, I'm so excited to see those videos.
Julia, you want me to say your name? Julia. There we go. Okay, one more question. I promise this is the last one. And I also wanted to add about the whole being present and balancing like being online and just living in the moment when you're traveling. Another technique is to actually have two techniques. One is I close my eyes and I picture myself working in an old job that I had in front of a computer. I hated it. And I really, really use my imagination to put myself back there until I feel like I'm actually back in that time. And as soon as I'm there, I'll open my eyes and be like in front of a waterfall, and I'm like, oh my God, like, whoa. And that's when I get chills. I'm like, wow, I feel so present. I feel so appreciative. And that technique really works. And then another thing is, instead of taking pictures, I've drawn what I've been looking at. So like if I'm like in Thailand looking at like a Buddhist temple or some, for example, instead of taking a picture, I like sketch it out, and it allows me to like really like look at the structure and appreciate it and look at the lines and the colors and yeah, and by the time I'm finished my little sketch, doesn't matter if you're a good drawer or not, it's, I don't know, you appreciate it on another level. It's pretty cool.
Those are such amazing techniques. It's like magical. I love the thinking of like a job you hated. It's so
powerful. It's very
powerful.
Doing that. Yeah. And maybe it's not a job, but just like a situation you've been in, and then you open your eyes and you're just like, wow, look where I am now, you know?
That like melts my heart. I love it. I'm totally gonna do that. Like every day that I'm having, even just not the best day, I'll be like, this was a lot worse.
Exactly. Exactly. It's really powerful. It's like a gratitude kind of practice. Okay, the last question. You guys have been awesome. Again, thank you so much for all your amazing questions. They have been really hard to pick which one to answer because they're all so good. Okay. Let's see. What could you even? No, I'm not wearing contacts. Someone keeps asking me. I don't know if they're talking to me or you.
No, your eyes look so green and beautiful.
Why, thank you. No,
you're welcome.
My real eyeballs. See, look.
Everyone who has green eyes, get that lipstick and wear it because something's happening that's really
Oh, stop it. Okay. There's some really good quotes. Oh my God, you guys, there's so many good questions. Okay.
I can't wait to
Which one? Okay. For a first-time solo traveler, what is the first step I should take to plan out the trip? This is from Caitlin Vass. First step as a solo traveler, first time.
First, it kind of depends on where you're going, but like what type of place. I would say just do whatever you need to do to feel safe. Like if you need to have your hotel booked and you're this booked and whatever, like do whatever you need to do to feel safe, and then don't plan anything. That's the best thing about being on your own is you can go anywhere and do anything. Like someone will come up to you and suggest something and you'll be like, okay, I can do that today. So cool. You end up like, oh God, that's how the best things happen.
Oh yeah. I completely agree.
Yeah.
Solo travel is the best.
I solo travel the most. I rarely travel with others.
Actually, I think it's probably about 50-50 now. Well, at least last year and this year so far. Yeah, Sia's an awesome travel buddy. He's pretty sweet. And the great thing about, I think what's important if you are traveling with somebody, to have the understanding that, like for Sia and I, if I'm like, I feel like going to do this, or you know what, I'm going to go and travel a week by myself. You okay to travel a week by yourself? Yeah, sure. And we go our separate ways and we come back together. And it's totally cool. So I think it's important, maybe not a week. You don't have to travel like a week apart, but like to be okay doing separate activities is important. But going back to that question, first step.
Relationship goals with what you just said, by the way. What? That's amazing.
You gotta find your travel. If you can find the perfect travel buddy, marry them.
Okay. I'm gonna call that out on Facebook. Who's my perfect travel buddy?
Someone who allows you to have your own independence. It's very important.
Oh my God, that's the number one goal in a relationship.
Yes, it's very important. Okay, yeah. So, first thing to do, first solo trip, book the flight. Don't worry about being nervous. Don't worry about what you're gonna do, where you're gonna stay. Just book the flight, and then you'll figure everything else out. As soon as you book that flight, that's like actually the hardest step. But once it's confirmed, you'll feel so good and so excited. So go book the flight right now.
Yes.
I'm actually going to go and book a flight after this. To Mexico.
Maybe I should too. I'll book one too. Why not?
Sure. All right, guys. Again, go and check out Alana's channel. She has a video recently that she posted today, right? Today?
The WeHo video, yeah.
Yeah, WeHo videos, West Hollywood, WeHo, of our time. Mine, Sia's, who's cooking Fess and John in the kitchen. And yeah, all of us were like traveling around West Hollywood. Alana was our tour guide, took us some just some cool places because she lives there. She lives in Los Angeles. And yeah, go check out her channel, check out the video.
Thank
And
you.
the other West Hollywood video that I mentioned, I'll leave both in the description box below. And thank you so much for chatting with me. It was fun.
Thanks for having me.
And thanks everyone for your awesome answers, questions we answered. I am drinking way too much wine. And I'm gonna go and finish this. So we'll talk to you guys later. Thank you so much for watching and for always watching and being part of the Hopscotch the Globe family. Love you guys. Bye. Bye. How do I close this thing? There we go. Bye.